Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about some more of the swag that I received from Creativation 2025. Hello everyone, I'm Lolly. Welcome back, and I'm so excited to share these products with you. Now, I did a general swag video already in my playlist. This one is a group of craft products that were sent specifically for a group of about 10 of the creative professionals, and I was fortunate to receive one of the packages. This is a hoodie from Emerald Creek with their new logo on it, and I tell you, this was life-changing because we were in Seattle and it got cool and rainy there. So that was very helpful to have that. Penny Black provided this, which is one of their new releases called Scatter Love. It's the stamp and die set. Now you could see that I've already been playing with that and doing some fun things, so you'll see more about that later. Also, Sizzix provided one of their interchangeable head tools, meaning the whole head comes off and you could turn it into other tools. So, and this also, you could take this end off and add another tool attachment to that as well. These are their blender brushes. We used some of those also in our class that we had from Sizzix, so that was very handy. This was actually mailed ahead by AdTech, who usually comes to Creativation, and this is one of their Synergy Premium glue guns. And this is, I actually just received one of these because I got one and was able to do a video. So that is really, really a good glue gun, and it's got a light there. This is their Liberty mini glue gun, also cordless. And then they included the new less string glue sticks for the mini and the regular. And we got two of their tape runners. They're both micro dot, if you're familiar with that. It's not actually a strip of tape, and it's little tiny dots. Now, King Art Company also sent a box of products to the lady organizing this. Even though they didn't come, they sent this ahead, and these are their Radiant AP Taclon brushes. Now look at this. This is pretty incredible. And this tells all about them: the head, the ferrule, the handle. And this is what they are, the Radiant line. And look at these. Pretty incredible. So I just want to get a measurement of those handles there. And the handles are about 9.5 inches long, which is just amazing. Look at those. Oh my goodness. Now, you know when you get fresh brushes right out of the gate that they have a coating on them to keep the bristles together nice and firm in the head, but then you just moisten that and it softens and gets into the regular brush. These are going to be amazing to play with. Okay, and they also sent this, which is their chalk pastels, 24 colors, and there are the colors on the back. And they sent the watercolor pencil set, 24. There's the colors there. One more thing, and that's their twin tip brushes. So it looks like a brush tip and a bullet tip. And there are, you can see the colors there and there. They look beautiful. Okay, the next thing is that this is from the Sculpey company. So we have Sculpey tools, little shaper tools here, and it's clay tools. It tells you there's two ends on each one. It tells you back here what to use them for. So a total of 6 tips to use in sculpting your clay. And there is Sculpey artist card. Liquid Sculpey I got to play with last year. It's liquid polymer clay. And this is, I'm looking for a color on this. Clear. It's just clear. That is very interesting. Mind is going here. And this one, liquid polymer clay, clearly it's a bluish color. Navy metallic. And then we have the regular. Now these, I believe, these dry more flexible. And again, you still do bake them. And then we have the Sculpey Souffle, Souffle, Primo, Souffle, Primo, and Primo. In the Primo, we have these three colors, and this one's got some glitter in it. So this one is Carnation, Vintage Teal Pearl, and Light Lime. So that's that. And in the Souffle, we have Smoky Mauve, Hydrangea, and Honey Mustard. Those are the beautiful Sculpey colors. Now that's really pretty. Okay, and we were given a tumbler sublimated by Craft Express with the logo for the 75th anniversary on there. It does have a straw, good handle on it. Let me just say that they were really amazing in their contributions to Creativation this year. Now, this is something very interesting, and I will try my best to explain it to you without actually having used it yet. And this is a new release from Sizzix by Stacy Park, and it is called the Sizzix Dimensional Diffuser. So what this enables you to do is to work with your die cutting machine and your embossing folders so that you would emboss the whole embossing folder except one little area in there, and that's where you could put your sentiment. So let me just show you what this looks like. I had just happened to have seen a video from Stacy on this very thing, which I think I'm probably going to have to review in order to use this properly for the first time. But this is, anyway, there's an instruction sheet here. This is what it looks like, and this is the little diffuser part here. So that comes out. This slides somehow, I remember, but I'm not going to mess with it right now because I don't want to mess it up and do it wrong, and I need to read up on how to do it. But there are the three parts right there, and you can also switch the plate out to additional shapes so that you are diffusing different shapes other than this rectangle for sentiments. So very clever. We will see how that works and play with that later on. Okay, let's put that there. We got this. It says Tonic Art Spiral Bound Sketchbook. Isn't that fun? So I just threw some papers in here. Lighter weight, like sketch pages. It's 8.5 by 5.5, 65 pound, 110 sheets, acid free. And this is another sketchbook, and this one is Royal Talons Art Creation. Now, Royal Talons is also an art company who is working with Sizzix now to work to join in the intersectionality between fine art and the crafting community with products that can be used easily for both. I love this. It does lie flat. Look at that. So this, I know it's a sketchbook. It says 80 sheets, and they are 5.1 by 8.3 inches, 94 pound paper. It says you can use sketch, pencil, charcoal, chalk, graphite, crayon, ink, and watercolor. This would be good to test out all the new like watercolor pencils that I just got and all of those fun things. And from Artistry is their new sublimation coloring book, which was designed by Erin Reed Makes. I don't want to get my fingers all over the designs, but you would have seen in my list of videos that I've done so far for Creativation, one of which was going to their booth and talking about this. So if you don't have a sublimation printer, you can use these. You cut one out, you color it with sublimation markers or sublimation paint and inks, and then you sublimate, which you could use your regular heat tool on that to heat that up. Look at that. Mixed media. So we have 20 sheets of white medium grain, acid-free, 9 by 12. This is Van Gogh brand. Also Royal Talons. And these are, if you look at the colors, look at the color of this other one was more ivory. And this one is more white, even compared to this. You could see this is what I call a vanilla. So this is beautiful. I'd use mixed media paper probably the most as far as over watercolor, just because I can do more things with these. It's more versatile, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Now, another thing that they gave us was Sizzix Studio gave us this. This one's designed by Kat Kerr. Yay, Kat. And so this is a set of layered stencils, 3 stencils and the stamp set. They kind of work together to create the page that you see imaged here, but you can use in any way you want. These have the holes so that you can use these with the Sizzix stencil and stamp tool, which I have, and they have also renamed it made it in a gray instead of the mint color. They've renamed it to work with their art line and the Sizzix Studio art line. And I think they call it a registration press for that. Now, a stamp from Emerald Creek. Happy Mother's Day. Now this, I know there's another stamp in here from them, so I'm bringing the rest out. And this is their embossing powder, Blue Rock Skies. And this has, it looks like a very, very deep teal, and it looks like it has some sparkle in it as well. Also, the other stamp is this little one right here. Cute little bird. Isn't that sweet? You know, I have a selection of these old wooden, we called them A-size stamps. They are so cute. And the other Emerald Creek stamp is this adorable little child holding a frog at the water. There must be a name. I don't see a name to that. Huh. Okay. So that's Emerald Creek. And this is from Sizzix 3D Textured Impressions. So this would be a good one to play around with the new embossing tool that I got. So we'll see how that works. Okay, and then we have from Arden Studios, look at this die set. Arden was a new find for me at Creativation. And this is a slide, like an actual old slide. And then these, of course, the film strips. There we go. How fun. That is going to be just loads of fun. Okay, and then we have Sizzix Studio. This is also from their art line, and it is a texture tool. So, ooh, nice. Interesting. It's like ravioli. So it has this round donut shape in the middle so that you can really get a hold of it. Wow, they thought through that. So one side is a flat scraper, and then this is like a stamp edge. And then we have here, this little part didn't come off. We have a little zigzag, this little blocked area here. So when you're doing your mixed media, you're going to create patterns on the paper. Now, how fun is that? I think it's interesting that it has that feel to it, and it's very nice. Now, this is a little tool that goes with that registration press I was talking about. And what this does, it elevates the positioner lid so that it's actually higher up so that you could put something thick into your registration press and you could actually stamp on notebooks. You know, in your stamp positioning tool right now, you might be able to do clear stamps, you might be able to do red rubber, but you couldn't put a whole notebook in there without something like that. So that is amazing. Now this is Petaloo flowers. Ooh, those colors are just beautiful. Paper flowers. Okay, and now Dynasty brushes, faux sable, beautiful. So we have a flat, a round, and the angled brush. It's from Dynasty Brush, thank you. And they also included a stencil brush, and they included, so this one is a pointed kind of a flat. I don't know what these are called. The little chevron looking, a fishtail, little fishtail. I've seen them working, and you can create all sorts of dimensions with this. And then this one, these two are identical, but I got the same brush there. Oops, there you go. And we have another flat and another angle. So different materials, different fibers for the heads. This is called black gold, and this is called black silver. I didn't give you this name. And this is called Evo Art. Those are so beautiful. Okay, and we're still going on. We have one more, and this is called the Micron, and you have got to see this. I don't know, I still don't know if you could see it, but that is great for doing super fine details. Now, I am already thinking of a use for that. Now, we have Nuvo gel pens, white gel pens, pack of 2. We have another pack from Penny Black here. This is the rest of the Penny Black set. Okay. Love You to the Moon and Back, and the dies. And this says Bloom and Magical dies. And then we have this, which is these Dreams Blossoms stamps. Those are going to be really pretty to watercolor. Just think about this with some of these watercolor materials I have and in these notebooks. Going to be beautiful. Okay, and this is from Jacquard. It's called Pinata Color Alcohol Ink Opal. So this, as you can imagine, is a beautiful opal color, shimmer. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what that does. And this is a 2-tone metallic spray. And this is fuchsia and gold, and it's by Hero Arts. So it tells you somewhere on the instructions, I saw it, here we go. Luminous blend of metallic pigment and dye watercolor powders. Add water and shake well until it's mixed. Start with 3/4 full and add more water for changing intensity. Quick drying, permanent when a fixative is applied. Wash hands after use. So it's got the powder, but it didn't leak into my bags because there's no liquid in it. So all I have to do is add water up about 3/4 full, shake it, and start spraying. That sounds super fun. I think this is going to be interesting. What are these, you might ask? You see those little roller balls in there? You ready? There's a chisel tips, but how do you use them? And that is, this is from Deco Art. We have lavender paint, and we have fresh mango paint, and we have dragon teal paint, and we have marker maker. Transforms acrylic paint into marker fluid. You mix it 1 to 1. So 1 part of this and 1 part of this, you mix it and it becomes a marker. Isn't that great? And then you can just use the ball, shake it up. Oh my goodness. I think this is going to be very interesting to see where that leads. And we have one more thing here. These, I saved this for last just because it's smaller. These are all from John Bead. Now, there's a letter here. If you saw my video about the swag and the make and takes, you saw that John Bead had a really cute booth with their pen making supplies. Now look at these. Aren't these adorable? So we have these 2 strands of beads, and I don't know what this is from, this ribbon in here. There's a little gem on there. I don't know. I think it was wrapped around these. And we have these accessories here, which are the like wire screw type, not a chain, but these are like for making charms and keychains. And then we have these. So this is going to be fun to play with. Woohoo! I think that's going to be really cute. So, oh my goodness, folks, this is a lot of goodies. I didn't want to lose sight of who sent which items, and I didn't want these to get mixed in with my other swag. So I was trying to be very careful to pack them individually, and so that I wouldn't lose track. So that's why I just gave you a picture of the one stencil brush, because I just wasn't sure, about getting it here, and I think it's not in my set, but I know I got a picture of it. So all of this, just as a creative professional, one of the things that we love about our job is to work with manufacturers' products to show you how they work and to share our love of those products. So many goodies, so much fun. And just keep an eye on my channel, and I will be using these and also sharing photos on Instagram. Thank you everyone for watching, and all of my playlist for Creativation 2025 is under this video. And be sure to check us out when next year we will be in St. Louis.